Hi guys, it's the Tashman here. Not necessarily the Tashman anymore, it's more beard man, no tash these days. Okay, so we're going to teach you some exercises to do at home with very minimal kit. When I mean minimal, I mean minimal. All we need is a towel, our body, and a large book. That is it. Okay, we're going to do some upper body, lower body, mid body exercises. And we're going to show you how being stuck in a wonderful home, i.e. in this case a loft, is not necessarily a bad thing. We are going to make sure you exercise, okay guys? So, 30-minute blast workouts, high intensity and resistance exercise using our body. Let's get going guys. Okay guys, right, so this is our first lot of exercises. We are going to do push. So that means anything shoulders, chest, or upper back orientated. Okay, everything can be easily done with, in this case, stool, a towel or a mat. Okay, towels will become a lot more useful, especially if you wanted to try out the mid-body exercises on body weight, but I digress, we'll go in. Okay, the first exercise we're going to show you is the pike press up. Okay, the pike press up is working on the front part of our shoulders. Unlike a regular press up, the pressure is over your shoulders rather than flat on. I'll explain as I go through. So, get your mat, or in this case towel. We're going to go down. We're going to get ourselves in a regular press up position. So hands basically in line with our shoulders. Up in press up position, but we're then going to walk it up into a piked position. So hips quite high, you should feel quite a bit of tension on our hamstrings, just kind of get yourself in that position. And then what we're going to do is going to bend our elbows. Instead of like a regular press up, which would go down, elbows out, we're bringing our elbows in. We're putting the weight over our shoulders, relaxing onto our toes, and we're going to go down towards the mat and then straight back up. Try not to obviously touch the floor overhead, because obviously as soon as you get to there we're going to rest. So we're going down an inch off the floor and then straight back up. So down, up. The reason we do that, this is the reason we put ourselves over the top of our body. So obviously then the pressure is on our upper shoulder rather than on medial pectoral. Okay, our side chest. I don't know why I'm giving you the big long words. Okay, development of that. There are two ways of developing it. One is elevation. So I'm getting this stool across. This one has got wheels. Please don't use one with wheels. Make yours a bit more sturdier, but this is what I've got up here, you know. So what we're going to do, we're going to put our feet high up. And the same again, bring ourselves into the pike position. Because of this, the angle puts a bit more pressure on our shoulders. Obviously the leverage points are slightly different. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down, back up, down, back up. Makes it slightly harder. So our beginner version, obviously, regular pike, slightly more complicated. Another variant to make it slightly more complicated is we do resistance in terms of time and detention. So get ourselves in the pike position again, this way, but this time we go down and isolate a count to 5 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then straight up. Down again, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, that one's putting more pressure on our shoulders because we're keeping the muscle under tension. Then if you want to combine the two, elevate and isolate, that then makes it even more complicated. So, beginner, pike press, slightly more complication, elevation, or time and detention, either that, or elevation and time and detention. You want to be doing in around 3 sets of about 15 to make that worth your while. Okay guys, first exercise done. I'll be out of here now. Okay guys, right, we've got exercise number 2. This one, it depends on your ability range. We're going to go to two different types of this exercise, but I would probably say this is kind of a medium range activity. If you're a beginner, this might not be one for you, but I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do, guys. You can decide for yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to do handstand press-ups, okay? So what we've got our towel mat that we're using. And there's two ways of doing a handstand press up. There's front facing, so chest facing the wall, or back facing. So the first one I'm going to show you is one that's a little bit easier because you can develop it slightly more. We're going to do the chest facing handstand. So you'd start at a kind of almost like a press up position up here, and you can walk yourself up the wall. So if you're confident, you can obviously get as close as you can to the wall and then straight down to the top. To the top. Obviously we don't again want to rest, but if we have to, we can do, because that makes it slightly harder. Okay, and again it's a little bit easier a dismount. Slowly walk yourself forward. So a chest facing one, we can do a press up where basically our hands are completely level and we're doing a full handstand. However, if we're not quite as confident, not quite as capable to do a full handstand, what we can do is we can work ourselves up and do a medial handstand. So we can do it to this point. The towel's not quite in the position. There we go. There we go, showing my skills now. So we're going down to this position. So again, the leverage point is slightly different, not quite as much pressure. Okay, walking ourselves down. Okay, two ways in which you can make this harder. Obviously, as I kind of showed you, if we get a bit stuck, the easiest way to kind of get ourselves out of it is when we get up to here, we're stuck. Okay, we're stuck there, slide down and get ourselves out. However, there is a way, just remove my keys guys, you can feel them jingling in my pocket. There is a way of using that to our advantage to make it slightly harder. Anyone who's ever done CrossFit will know this exercise. So, you're going to walk yourselves up and you're going to start from a cold position. So basically, you haven't got your hands in tension, you're starting from a cold position. So what you do then, use the momentum, explosive power from your shoulders, and push up to a handstand position. Then back down, cold position, push up, handstand. And there we go. It does help as well if you spent a good large part of your youth as a gymnast. But we'll gloss over that. Okay, so that's the first one. I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, guys, so number one, handstand press up. We now have the second variation. Again, I'd say these are probably a medium kind of skill level activities. But again, as I showed you, you can adjust them slightly. The difference with this one is the fact that the position of getting up to the handstand is slightly more complicated because it's a little bit more gymnastic in orientation. So, and this may take me more than one attempt, guys, so bear with me. It's been a long time and I'm quite an old man. So, okay, hands down in the handstand position. This time, we're going to use the power of our legs to push ourselves up over onto the wall. So, the best thing to do for this is not put our hands directly close to the wall because you don't have enough of a leverage point, and then as soon as your legs touch the wall, you'll bounce yourself completely off. So, we're using this towel as a guideline again, putting it on the edge of the towel, which gives us probably about a 30-degree angle towards the wall. So, hands here, one leg forward, one leg back. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use that to push, and this leg is going to be the driver. It's going to push our legs up. This leg is going to go first. That's going to create the momentum to get ourselves up. So, in this position, just going to make sure I don't kick the ceiling. No, we're okay. We're going to get in this position. We're going to go up. We're going to kick. Oh, see? I knew it was going to take me a couple of times. Go kick up. There we go. Bit heavy-handed, but we got there in the end. Okay. So now we're in the perfect position for headstands. So this time we're going to come down, same position, straight up again. But as you can see, or if you can see because I'm going red probably, you're working a little bit of the front part of your shoulders rather than the back part of your shoulders. So we're going down, up. I'm going to come down, only because I don't want too much of my blood to run to my head and so I can pass out. So again, springing up to the top, a little bit more complicated. It's a lot more difficult to kind of work yourself up that way as you would do for the other a handstand. You again also can do a cold press. So you get yourself in that position, you go down, again in a cold position, push yourself up. Same developments, just the difference is from front facing, you're working mainly the back part of our shoulders. On the another one, we're working the front part of our shoulders. Either one, however, though, is a main mover for both shoulders, for all the parts of our shoulder anyway. So whichever one you choose to do, they're both the same, really. Okay, now I've done that, guys. Once I get the blood back to the rest of my body from my head, we'll get on with the next group of exercises. Thanks a lot. Okay, guys, so we've done our shoulders. Now it's time for chest. Okay, as you can see, a bit of time's passed now. We're now into the evening, filming the evening, hence the lights are on. Okay, what we're going to do for chest, we have a mechanical drop set. Basically, it's a press up, but it's done 3 different ways. And instead of repetitions, this time we're going to do minutes. So we're going to do 3 minutes of exercise with 1 minute rest, 3 minutes of exercise, 1 minute rest, 4 times round. Okay, so what you do is you start off first of all with your regular press up. From the floor, we can, depending on your ability level, we can start with obviously box press up, or we can do 3/4 press up, or we can do full press up, or we can do a press up and a twist, because what we're doing there, putting extra pressure on one side, press up, twist. Okay, the variance on that one. We then have a incline press up. With this, again the same situation, we can start that with knees on the floor for our beginner level. We can then have feet up for advanced, and then if we want to try and get it a little bit harder, we go down, hold 5 seconds, press up. Okay, again 1 minute, so 1 minute, 1 minute. Now we have our decline press up. So feet up, again down, press it up. If we struggle in the beginner level again, we can put our knees on the platform rather than on our feet and reduce the movement. And again, to make it slightly harder, again we could do hold 5 seconds on our press ups. Each time 1 minute, full 3 exercises, 1 minute rest, and we start again. There we go, guys. Okay guys, the last one, triceps. Obviously everything else we've done involves kind of our chest and our biceps. Last thing we can do is isolate our triceps. So what we need is our trusty stool. Hopefully again you guys will have one without wheels. I'll try not to hurt myself. Okay, just doing 3 sets of 15 tricep dips. The variations are as follows, however. So the beginner version, we put our feet up. We kind of, in essence, turn ourselves almost into a box, and then we're bending from our elbows, keeping our back straight, down and up. Again, nice steady pace, 15 reps. We then rest 30 seconds, do another 15 reps, rest 30 seconds. However, if this is a little bit too easy, the next development is legs straight. Again, 15 repetitions, nice and controlled. Not too fast. We want to be feeling a real big tension on the back of our arms when we get to that point. Okay, another 2 developments. If those are too easy, we're then going to do the same as we do with everything else. We're going to isolate. So we're going to isolate at the bottom of the tricep dip for 5 seconds. So we're going to go down, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 straight up. Down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and press straight up. If that's too easy, then we're going to go down and hold for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and push straight up. The main denominator is we need to do 15 reps. 3 times of 15. Even if you can't do all the way through, drop down your denominations. If not, drop down the variations. but as long as we get 15 repetitions done, 3 sets with 1 minute rest in between. Okay guys, that's it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to give you a little bit of an idea of how you can fit them all together into a kind of a workout routine, which I'm going to sit down and explain to you in a second. See you in a second, guys. Okay guys, right, the last bit, we're going to bring this all together, okay? There's a variety of ways you can put all those exercises together and kind of create your own routine. One I can suggest that I've done with a couple of my clients already is the one I'm about to tell you now. So I've got my trusty battered Mac, other brands are available, with the information on it for you. So what I'd suggest is you need isolation and repetition. So the first one you do is you do your pike press up. You do it with the 5-second hold, or you do it with the elevation. You do that 3 sets of 10. The second exercise then, you do the regular pike press up, but you would just do it 3 sets of 15. So your first one is an isolation, to tie your shoulders out, and the second lot is then to do your actual finish off your shoulders and give yourself a nice little pump. Then we have handstand press. Because your body's going to be in a little bit of fatigue at that point, you'd want to do just 3 sets between 6 to 8 of those. So we then run ourselves into the last bit of it, getting our chest done, when we have our little superset of our press ups. So we have a flat press up, we then have our decline press up, and then we have our incline press up. Do all those 3, 1 minute, 1 minute rest, 4 times around. And that should be it. That's our push exercises all done. If you want to join me, I'll be doing pull exercises and leg exercises as well, but this is it guys, I'll see you soon. Enjoy your workouts.